good girl putting me down. I've been having bad luck since my good girl put me down. I'm drifting and drifting, going from town to town. I can't get no money, can't even find a job. I can't seem to get no money, can't even find a job. Since I lost my good girl, things have really been hard. I had a good future, baby, everything was going my way. I had a good future, baby, everything was going my way. She caught me with another woman, that was my last mistake. I said, wait a minute, baby, please don't turn me out. I said, wait a minute now, baby, please don't turn me out. You know I really, really love you, that's what it's all about. Now if you got a good thing, please don't do like me. If you got a good thing, please don't do like me. Don't mistreat a good woman for someone out in the street. Work it out, pretty baby, just one more time. Let's work it out, pretty baby, just one more time. And if it don't get no better, you go your way and I'll go mine. Let's talk it over, pretty baby, just one more time. Let's talk it over, pretty baby, just one more time. And if we can't come together, you go your way and I'll go mine. Let's make love, pretty baby, just one more time. Let's make love, pretty baby, just one more time. And if it ain't good to you, baby, you go your way and I'll go mine. Let's go out to dinner, pretty baby, let's go to a show. Let's go out to dinner, pretty baby, let's go to a show. And if I don't make you happy, you don't have to see me no more. one more time. Let's have some fun, pretty baby. Just one more time. And if it don't work out, baby, you go your way and I'll go mine. I want to know, I just got to know. Why do you always play around? Watch from your ways in action. I have a feeling you have let me down. And I want to know, I just got to know. It takes you to prove you love me. You can't prove it, so as the world is round. Watch from your ways in action. I have a feeling you have let me down. And I want to know, I just got to know. I think you want me for conveniency. If I'm wrong, tell me right. I know I've been in the dark a long time, but someday I will see the light. I want to know, I just got to know. You want me for conveniency. If I'm wrong, tell me right. I know I've been in the dark a long time, but someday I will see the light. And I want to know, I just got to know. It takes you to prove you love me. You can't prove it, so as the world is round. watch from your ways in action. I have a feeling you have let me down. I want to know, I just got to know. I want to know, I just got to know. I want to know, I just got to know. In Greenville, people walking down Nelson Street. I dreamed I was down in Greenville, people walking down Nelson Street. A pretty woman in a cafe shook her head and winked her eye. She said, "Come on, sit down, Daddy, and talk to me." She said, "Come on, sit down, baby, and talk to me. Because I think you're the finest looking man I ever seen walking down Nelson Street." The conversation got so strong. She said, "Baby, I want you to come and go home with me." The conversation got so strong. She said, "Daddy, come and go home with me." Because they got a lot of lonely, pretty women, baby, down here on Nelson Street. All right, dude. Took me to her house and served me coffee, tea, and wine. She took me to her house and served me coffee, tea, and wine. She said, "Baby, I'll be yours, Daddy, if you will be mine." Piano man. I got money on money, I got money, mouths and chalk. She said, "I got money on money, I got money, mouths and chalk." She said, "I'll buy you a new car of your choice, and Daddy, you'll never have to walk." I dreamed I was back down in Greenville, people walking down Nelson Street. I dreamed I was back down in Greenville, people walking down Nelson Street. A pretty woman in a brand new car honked the horn and said, "Daddy, come and go ride with me." hello stranger, I haven't seen you since last fall. Well, hello stranger, I haven't seen you since last fall. When you went back to your mama, baby, way down in Arkansas. It's been a year, pretty baby, baby, since you've been gone. Well, it's been a year now, baby, baby, since you've been gone. I want to be the first to tell you, baby, pretty baby, welcome home. Problems in your family, baby, you just had to go away. I know you had problems in your family, baby, and you just had to go away. But I'm so happy now, baby, that you've come back to stay. I hope, pretty baby, that you will never go away again. Well, I hope, pretty baby, that you will never go away again. 'Cause I want you to be my wife, my sweetheart, and my girlfriend. 'Cause baby, you my best friend. Don't you know I got to find me a home right now in your heart? I'll travel over mountains, down highways, through the valleys, and every byways, just to find me a home in your heart. I'll bring you pretty flowers, canyon moonbeams, fill your nights with love and sweet dreams. When I find my home in your heart, we'll make sweet, pretty music while birdies sing, tie love knots with the heartstring, just to find me a home, sweet home in your heart. For you I travel over mountains, down highways, through the valleys, baby, every byway, just to find me a home right now in your heart. Hey, hey, I got to find a home, home, home. Help me somebody, somebody, somebody. I got to find my baby right now in her heart. Hey, hey, I got to find my baby right down in her heart. Let me tell you people about this blackjack game. It's caused me nothing but trouble, and I've only myself to blame. Hey, 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 yeah. How unlucky can one man be? Well, every quarter I get, ooh, blackjack takes away from me. My friends don't come around me because I've been so blind. I can't even borrow a nickel. Now I've almost lost my mind. Hey, 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 yeah. How unlucky can one man be? Well, every quarter I get, baby, blackjack takes away from me. My friends don't come around me because I've been so blind. I can't even borrow a nickel. Now I've almost lost my mind. Hey, 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 yeah. How unlucky can one man be? Well, every quarter I get, baby, blackjack takes away from me. I sit there with 2 tens. I thought I'd have some fun. The dealer hit 16 with a 5, just enough to make 21. Hey, 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 yeah. How unlucky can one man be? Well, every quarter I get, yeah, blackjack takes away from me. honky-tonk woman, you honky-tonk all the time. You just a honky-tonk baby, you honky-tonk all the time. You got a bad reputation all up and down the line. Boogie, baby, boogie all over the place. You just boogie, boogie, baby, you boogie all over the place. You can't keep a good man, can't keep a place to stay. You don't have to work, I am your slave. Treat me right, and you got it made. 'Cause that's how I love you. Ain't it nice to be loved that way? Just say you love, love, and keep loving me every night and every day. You don't have to beg, borrow or bum. When you need attention, I will give you some. 'Cause that's how I love you. Ain't it nice to be loved that way? Just say you love, love, and keep loving me every night and every day. Try me, and I will prove to you I'll do everything I said I will do. 'Cause that's how I love you. Ain't it nice to be loved that way? Just say you love, love, and keep loving me every night and every day. to beg, borrow a bum. When you need attention, I will give you some. 'Cause that's how I love you. Ain't it nice to be loved that way? Just say you love, love, and keep loving me every night and every day. Come here, babe. Let me sit down and talk to you. Come here, pretty baby. Let me sit down and talk to you. You tell all of your business and all of my business too. Come here, babe. Let me give you some advice. Come here, pretty baby. Let me give you some advice. You keep on snitching in line, you're gonna mess up our life. All right, Duke. Come here, baby. Let me tell you a thing or two. Well, come here, baby. Let me tell you a thing or two. If you keep on doing wrong, the police is sure to catch up with you. Come here, babe. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. Come here, pretty baby. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm getting out while the getting is good, because something bad might happen to you. I'm no exception to the rule, baby. Thought I'd won your love and was in for a treat. Fascination and love is two different streets. Hey, hey, baby, just your plaything. All I ever been when I needed true loving, a woman and a friend. Was like sabotage. Hey, 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 a foolish fool. Can't help myself, can't blame you. Love put me in this jam. Everybody is somebody's fool, yeah. Guess I'm no exception to the rule, baby. As I was walking down the street last night, a pretty little girl came into sight. I bowed and smiled and asked her name. She said, "Hold it, bud, I don't play that game." I reached in my pocket and to a big surprise, that was Lincoln staring her dead in the eye. Mama greenback dollar bill, just a little piece of paper coated with chlorophyll. She looked at me with that familiar desire. Her eyes lit up like they was on fire. She said, "My name is Flo and you on the right track. But look here, Dad, I wear furs on my back. So if you want to have fun in this man's land, let Lincoln and Jackson start shaking hands." Mama greenback dollar bill, just a little piece of paper coated with chlorophyll. I didn't know what I was getting into, but I'll pop Lincoln and Jackson too. I didn't mind seeing them fade out of sight. I just knew I'd had some fun last night. So whenever you're in town looking for a thrill, if Lincoln don't get a, Jackson sure will. Mama greenback dollar bill, just a little piece of paper coated with chlorophyll. went to a night spot where the lights were low. Dined and danced, and I was ready to go. I got out of my seat when Flora rose. She said, "Hold it, Daddy," while I powdered my nose. I sat back down with a smiling face while she went down to the powder place. With my greenback dollar bill, just a little piece of paper coated with chlorophyll. The music stopped and the lights came on. I looked around and saw I was all alone. I didn't know how long Flo had been gone, but a nose powder sure didn't take that long. I left the place with tears in my eyes as I waved Lincoln and Jackson last goodbye. Mama, greenback dollar bill, just a little piece of paper coated with chlorophyll.
Billy Boy, I wanted to talk to you about John Lee Sonny Boy Williamson, otherwise known as Sonny Boy Williamson #1, because I guess he was the main man for you, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he's the main man for everybody. Lou Walter, Sonny Boy #2, Rice Miller. See, he was the original, the Sonny Boy Williamson recorded for RCA Victor Bluebird. And he was very popular with the black audiences. Well, he got killed in 1948. And Rice Miller was down through the South in 1937, passing himself off as Sonny Boy Williamson. They were friends. They knew each other. See, John Lee Williamson lived in Helena, Arkansas for 2 years. His brother told me this last year.
Oh, yeah.
And when he made Good Morning Schoolgirl, Rice Miller would come, Sonny Boy's wife said Rice Miller would come to their house in Jackson, Tennessee. Sonny Boy 1 was so popular with the black audiences. He was a major figure of the blues at that time, that Rice Miller went around through the South calling himself Sonny Boy Williamson and made a living. John Lee Williamson knew that he was doing this, and I'll quote his brother saying this. He said, "Oh, let him go ahead and make some money. If he if he can help, if he can make $1, let him make it." That's what John Lee Williamson said. Mm-hmm. Although John Lee Williamson was much younger than Rice Miller, but Rice Miller got his inspiration from John Lee Williamson. He was imitating him.
But the reason why Rice Miller is known so well now is because Chess Records produced Rice Miller in 1955 in the 60s, and the white audiences only know Rice Miller. But the black audiences know the original John Lee Williamson, the real Sonny Boy. They call him the original or the real Sonny Boy. Yeah, he inspired all the guys to play harmonica because he was the first solo harmonica player on record. Now, during the time that he was recording, Sonny Terry was recording for Capitol Records at the same time. So I think Sonny Terry is the only guy that don't owe a debt to John Lee Williamson.
And how did you discover the music of Sonny Boy Williamson first?
When I was a kid, about 5 years old, my aunts and my mother, we all lived together, my grandfather, my grandmother, my aunts. And so I used to play blues records, you know. There was the music of the day for black people, the RCA Victor Bluebird records. And they had all the hits, the Bluebird hits, and they played all those records. And I would hear the blues, and all the other kids heard the blues too, but none of the kids liked the blues but me. At 5 years old, I hadn't thought of being a blues singer, but I know when I heard those records, I could sing the lyrics to them, and I remember the guitar parts, the musical parts were very interesting to me. But that was before Muddy Waters, Jimmy Rogers, and Elmo James. On the scene then was Big Bill Broonzy, Big Maceo, Tampa Red, Arthur Big Boy Crudup, Lonnie Johnson, Memphis Minnie, Memphis Slim, Roosevelt Sykes, Washboard Sam. Those are the blues singers who were recording, and those are, if we went in the record shop, those are the guys you could buy records by. And by the time I was 11 years old, and I heard Sonny Boy again. See, I heard Sonny Boy when I was about 7. They had a record by him called Coal and Iceman Blues. And then in 1947, I heard GM&O and Mellow-Chick Swing. And that's the one that made me want to play the harmonica. I just wanted to, you know, see if I could do what he did on the harmonica.
At the time, you didn't realize that Sonny Boy was actually in your neighborhood, I guess.
No, I didn't know he lived in Chicago. I thought recording artists were like movie stars, somebody way off somewhere, you know. And when my father was talking to my mother, I was playing Sonny Boy's record, and he said, that guy came in Club Georgia the other day. And so I listened, you know, and he said, everybody started hollering, hey, Sonny Boy, and throwing money to him, and he started playing his harmonica. So when I heard that, you know, I said, wow, Sonny Boy lives in Chicago, you know. And then he worked at my father's cousin's club, Club Georgia, at 45th and State. In fact, he was working there when he was murdered.
And you did get to know him before he passed away.
Oh, yeah. I went to his house, and, you know, as I said, I saw a guy pass with a guitar, and I ran out and chased him down and said, hey, do you know Sonny Boy? He said, yeah, I know Sonny Boy. He said, Sonny Boy lives at 3226 Giles, so I wrote it down, you know. So then I got my cousin and another guy. We'd go to show on Saturdays. We'd come by and say, well, look, when we get out of the show, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, let's go by Sonny Boy's house. So we took the streetcar at the time. It was a streetcar, no buses. So we rang the bell. We didn't know what the guy looked like. We rang the bell, and this very well-dressed, real black-skinned guy came to the door, a lot of hair on his head. And he said, can I help you? And I said, we want to see Sonny Boy. He said, this is Sonny Boy. I said, we want to hear you play your harmonica. He said, well, come on up. I'm proud to have you all. And I said, Sonny Boy, I want to learn how to play the harmonica like you. I want to be just like you. He said, come on, I'll show you how to play the harmonica. So he taught me how to choke the harmonica, which make it say, wow, wow. So he started to show me how to choke the harmonica, and he'd say, he's going to be better than me, you know. The third time I went back, he had gotten killed. He got murdered. He was only 34 years old when he died.
Is that right?
Yeah, he recorded from 1937 to 1947. Jimmy Reed and John Lee Sonny Boy Williamson had a lot in common. They just had a unique voice and their own style of doing things, and it didn't sound like anybody else. Lil Walter's style derived from John Lee Sonny Boy's style because he was playing like Sonny Boy when he first came to Chicago. And then when he started using the amplified harmonica, I think this has helped him create his own sound. See, John Lee Sonny Boy Williamson was playing amplified harmonica in the clubs when he got killed, because I saw him when he left his home. He had his amplifier, and he had a mic similar to the mics we use now, like a bullet. And he hooked that up for me, let me sing over at his house. So I don't know whether I really have my own style. If I have a style, I guess it just happened. Your style comes from playing over the period of years.
Bo Diddley developed that very distinctive sound on Bo Diddley, Hey Bo Diddley, I'm a Man, all that kind of thing. So you were there when that sound developed and when those rhythms kind of fell into place.
Well, we used to play on the street corners, and on Saturdays, and he was playing all kind of rhythms, and he was an original guy. He couldn't play other people's songs. He was so original that everything he did sounded like Bo Diddley.
Well, the session that you did with Bo Diddley in 1955, I think the very first session resulted in both Bo Diddley, the song Bo Diddley, and I'm a Man, which came out as an A and B side of a single.
Yeah.
And I think it's regarded as one of the most important singles in the history of rock and roll and blues, of course, too.
Yeah, it was a two-sided hit. So we made the Bo Diddley song up in the studio. The name Bo Diddley in the song was all made up right in the studio, not in the recording studio, but in Leonard's back room studio. We recorded down at Universal in Chicago. But we made the song up, and the Bo Diddley song and the lyrics up right as we were rehearsing, we're trying to get something together. And I suggested, he was saying, Papa gonna buy his baby diamond ring, playing the ham bone beat. And so Leonard said, well, we got to get a better word, and we was using Dirty Mother. It was called Hey Noxzema, some of those lyrics. And so Leonard said, no, that won't work. So I said, what about Bo Diddley? And he said, what does that mean? He said, is that some kind of derogatory word for black people? I said, no, it means a comical bow-legged guy. He said, Bo Diddley gonna buy his baby diamond ring. And we used that part. And then I wrote the part, Mojo come to my house with a black cat bone, gonna take my baby away from home. Her husband asked Mojo where he'd been, up to your house and going again. We were just making the lyrics up, so I wrote a couple of the verses. I know I wrote two, I might have wrote three. But I didn't get any credit because at the time I was young and I didn't know how to take advantage, say, hey, this is, part of, I'm writing a song, So that's the way it went.
Your song, Wish You Would, which is also from that same time period,
yeah.
and also has that kind of Bo Diddley influence in it. That's kind of, I guess, a direct result of you being in his band,
playing
right?
with Bo Diddley. See, I wrote a song called Diddley Daddy, and we were playing it in the club, and I was singing the words. So we played at the Trianon Ballroom with Ruth Brown, and Leonard Chess was there in the audience. He heard the song, and he said, Bo Diddley, that's your next record. So Bo Diddley had told me that Leonard didn't want to record me, so I went to VJ. And VJ told me to change the whole lyric around, write a new verse. So that's how I Wish You Would. It was like a fluke, just something that happened. So I wrote I Wish You Would. So when we went back in the studio, Leonard wanted me to sing Diddley Daddy and play the harmonica, and Bo was just going to play the guitar. That's the way the record would have came out. But I wouldn't do it because I recorded for VJ. And so the Moonglows were in the studio at the time. So they started writing verses for Diddley Daddy. That's how it came out like it did. And that's the Moonglows singing in the background.
Uh-huh.
Well, Walter was in the studio, so he used my harmonica and my amplifier and played the harmonica on Diddley Daddy.
I wanted to ask you about VJ. Was there a lot of competition between VJ and Chess? I think, were they across the street from each other, the offices?
Yeah, they were. Chess had his established artists, like Lil Walter, Muddy Waters, Willie Maybon, Bo Diddley, Chuck Berry. VJ only had 3 or 4 blues artists. Myself, Jimmy Reed, John Lee Hooker, and Snooky Pryor. So they really weren't competing, and, it was enough for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And VJ had a lot of doo-wop groups. Chess had quite a few doo-wop groups, the Moonglows and people like that.
And as far as selecting the material, you wrote a lot of your own recordings, of course, and then other material was recorded by you as well. Did you select that material, or did VJ help in that process?
Well, yeah, at that time, if you came up with, you had to write your own songs. They didn't have people that was doing a lot of writing. See, the blues, before Willie Dixon came on the scene, all the blues singers wrote their own material. And you had to be original to be successful. Like when Sonny Boy Williamson, Big Bill Broonzy, all the guys in the 30s and the 40s, they wrote their own material. There was no songwriters for blues. Then Willie Dixon came on the scene. Well, he recorded with the original Sonny Boy Williamson for RSA Victor, but he wasn't writing. He had the Big 3 trio at the time. And Dixon started writing songs for the Chess blues artists like Muddy Waters, Wolf, and wrote some of their best hits.
A lot of your music was very influential in the British blues revival movement of the early and mid-'60s. Your material was recorded by a number of people, the Yardbirds, the Animals. David Bowie recorded one of your songs. When you were living in Chicago, did you get that kind of feedback? Did you know that you were important in England at that time?
No, I didn't. I got a letter from a guy named Kurt Moore in Switzerland, and VJ had distributed my original records all over Europe. So that's how they heard the records. See, the VJ records went to Europe, and the Chess records. And that's how the Yardbirds and Eric Clapton, all those guys heard those records, and that's how they became blues musicians. They was influenced by those records. But I wasn't aware that they... I Wish You Would was a hit in England, #1 hit in England as a single, and I was not aware of it at all.
Billy Boy, the effect that you had on that British blues scene with the Yardbirds, the Animals, David Bowie, recording your material, but you didn't go over to Europe until the mid-'70s, I believe, right?
Yeah, 75. They wanted me and Snooky Pryor to come over there in the early 60s. But at that time, some of the guys were reluctant, to go over there. And, the guy wrote me and asked me about it, and I said, okay, maybe, but it never did materialize. In 1975, they had a group called the American Blues Legends. Little Joe Blue, Tommy Tucker, Jimmy Lee Robinson, Eddie Burns, Homesick James, and myself. We called the American Blues Legends. So we went over and toured England and the continent also.
Billy Boy, you've been kind of in and out of the music business over the years. Was that because of the insecurity of the business? Did you have other things that you wanted to pursue?
Well, that happened in the late 60s. The clubs around Chicago were sort of like fading a bit. Blues was sort of like winding down. It wasn't as popular as it had been. It wasn't enough money to, I wasn't traveling all over the country, so there wasn't enough money playing locally. I played a lot of off-brand clubs. I never stopped, but I wasn't as active as I had been. Then I started making trips over in Europe during the 70s and the early 80s. I did a lot of stuff in Europe.
What were you doing in Chicago as far as other jobs?
Oh, I drove a bus for a few years, and then I worked as a consular for women getting out of prison. Yeah. And I worked as a truant officer for about a couple of days, and I let it go because they were sending me to, I was just in training, and they sent me with a lady into the projects and, the rough parts, and so I cut that loose. It was too dangerous.
Billy Boy, I wanted to ask you how you got your nickname originally. Do you remember that?
Well, it's not a nickname. When I made my first record for Cool Records, I was only 17. So I thought the record would come out Billy Arnold. Because I was only 17, they put Billy Boy Arnold on there. So I didn't know anything about it. When I came over when the record came out, I went by the place and they said, we gave you a new name. And I said, what? Billy Boy Arnold. Well, I didn't like the boy part. Because, when you're young like that, you want to be an adult. I didn't particularly like that. So when I went to VJ, they said, we changed your name. And so we dropped the Arnold and just put Billy Boy. On all my VJ records, they just had Billy Boy. That wasn't something I dreamed up, or I had nothing to do with that.
Well, thank you very much, Billy Boy Arnold, for dropping by. It's good to see you again.
It was a pleasure.